Good evening, everyone. And we're back for another live broadcast of Beacon of Light. And tonight we have a very special guest who was here with us in July. And now, because she is a global award winner, we welcome Miss Cathy Studer. And congratulations are all around for her in her fantastic book, Broken to Beautifully Whole. And we have a lot of things to get to tonight. But really, this is a time of celebration and congratulations because of all the hard work that went into getting this award, as well as the future opportunities for Miss Cathy Studer. And she is an amazing woman. I met her just last year for the first time and instantly knew we have to do something and connect and get things really rolling. And things are in motion for this. So that is fantastic. Hello, Miss Sandra. She is here tonight. Hello, ladies. Thank you for coming and supporting. You are beautiful. Thank you so much. And hey, we've got Finnis here. Yes, great. We are going to be with Finnis on Saturday. So y'all come Saturday. It's going to be fantastic. It's another conference of healing. So Cathy's going to share a little bit about this tonight. And so there's a little shout out for the conference on Saturday. But before we get into a lot of different things, let's make sure people are popping in here live. My name again is April Tribe Juke, and I'm broadcasting tonight down in Kyle, Texas. And Miss Cathy, where are you broadcasting from tonight?
Galena, Ohio.
Excellent. So beautiful weather out there, fall, trees, foliage. It's probably looking beautiful, right?
Today, this week is incredible. We're actually in the 70s, so we're higher than normal, but this whole week has been sunny and incredibly warm and gorgeous.
Wonderful. That's good. You want to have that warm before the winter sets in. So that's fun. That's great. That's great. And is Mr. Levi there with you? Your cute pooch. He's right down there giving moral support. I was a witness. He scratched at the door like, hey, I'm supposed to be on tonight. He is ready. He's ready. He's been well trained. He's on the stage giving support there to Miss Cathy. So thank you, Levi. You probably can't hear. Well, yeah, maybe you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Thank you, Levi. That's fantastic. Okay, so let's talk about this. You can see it scrolling down here on the ticker. Global award winner. So Cathy, where did you win this award? What category are you in? Like, share with us this whole experience. This is a congratulations night for you.
Oh, thank you so much, April. I really appreciate it. It was the Author Elite Award, and my book, Broken to Beautifully Whole, was in the self-help category. And it is honestly, such an incredible honor. And it is a win for the unheard voice. It's a win for defeating the statistics. And it's a win for stepping into the uncomfortable conversations. And I have to be honest and say, when I was deep into the writing of my book, I was petrified. Less than 10 people knew my story. If I put this into a book, the world will know my story. I went into massive, deep introspection and prayer. And I asked God, why me? Why now? I'm not a saint. I'm imperfect. I'm flawed. I'm dyslexic. I don't even have a college degree. I'm a hairstylist. And my message back was, you're enough. It is time. Tell your story. And the gift in that was the calling for the path for the purpose became greater than my fear. And with that being said, it is such an honor for Broken to Beautifully Whole to actually win this award. My book shares my story of how I became a victim and statistic of childhood sexual abuse by my stepfather for 6 years from age 6 to age 12. I share my healing pilgrimage that I chose to embark on to pull my pieces back together, piece by piece. I share the 6 compelling attributes in my book that I adapted as habit into my life that reformed those pieces, allowed me to become fully whole and become Kintsugi. I also raise awareness and create a call to action to the very uncomfortable childhood abuse statistics, sexual abuse, that are our reality. And I know every single person can take an action to reduce vulnerabilities, defeat statistics, and empower our children. And my hope is with this award, it raises more awareness to the message.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we can tie that up with a bow. That's exactly it. It's exactly it. The win on something like this really shows that we're ready. I think we're ready. Enough has been peeled back culturally. And at the same time, there's always opposition in all things, right? Where there'll be absolute darkness, there'll be incredible light, right? And we've kind of always been in this little bit of a middle ground and that lukewarm piece where awful, tragic things have been happening out here on the extremes, right? And they're hushed up and we don't talk about it and they're not comfortable. I think more and more because of the awareness, it's getting more and more open that we can have these conversations. That doesn't mean, however, that it's getting less. Unfortunately, it's probably going up. But like in the opposition of all things, now the voice is coming more and more stronger. And we've seen Hollywood elite fall. We have seen doors kicked open that we were like, what? Okay. And more children are being believed. Finally, right? I think because we have those supports in place. Now, like anything, there's always going to be those small little outliers, but we're talking about the mass now that it's time, it's beyond time to share the uncomfortable conversation and really change the statistics. So Cathy, share with us a few of those statistics so that we can kind of see the foundation of where we're coming from, and then we're going to go into maybe a different part tonight.
Absolutely. So 1 in 6 boys will be sexually abused in some form before the age of 18. So what I ask people is think of your sons, your grandsons, your nephews, their friends, their classmates, their teammates. 1 in 4 girls will be sexually abused in some form before the age of 18. Again, 1 in 4, think of your daughters, granddaughters, nieces, friends, classmates. There's 48 million survivors of sexual abuse just in the United States. Now, 85% don't report. So now we have to ask, what is our real number? 10 seconds. Every 10 seconds in the United States, a child is abused or neglected. So now let's think about how many children from by the time we jumped on this live till we jump off, how many kids will be abused or neglected. And I want to go back to what you said about believe. We've made progress, but we have a whole lot more progress that we have got to make. And let me share this. So the Justice Department will share with us that 97 to 98% of reported cases prove to be true. Yet, only 33% of parents believe. 33. So we have 97 to 98%, and we have 33%. We have a massive disconnect. And I just learned another new statistic that I want to share. 50% of reported cases only get investigated. Only 50%, that's half. And then only 29% of perpetrators get arrested. So the reaction is we need to think, we need to investigate, and we need to respond. When you think of, like you were starting to say earlier, think of USA Gymnastics and Dr. Larry Nassar. Think of Jerry Sandusky at Penn State, Dr. Strauss at OSU, Jeffrey Epstein. Every single one of these cases, people reported early. But the problem is we responded so late. We need to learn to respond faster and believe and take action and question, are the medals, the wins, and the reputation more important than our children or our young adults?
Big question. Big question. And I'm going to say that because we have so many more eyes on us, I'm going to say yes. I think it's time. I think the protections are crumbling even more. But we have to keep pounding at it. Don't get me wrong. As they start to rebuild, we just have to keep pounding it down until it just starts to break down. And we know a lot of light's been shown on. It's not a separate topic. It's not necessarily the topic of tonight, but the sex trafficking that happens with children.
Yes.
We know more and more, like that term, it's people, they hear it, they know what's happening. Where I would say before, probably even 5 years before, probably wasn't really talked about, but now and that's what I think really tonight, the awareness of the awareness. And if we know more what these terms are, and we know, okay, some of the stats that are there to support it, I think that helps to give us the strength to ask more and more of the questions. So as a teacher, right, I'm in a public classroom and I have taught so many students throughout my career of 18 years of teaching in a classroom. And I get to be with these amazing children, young adults, teenagers, and now ages 18 through 22. I get to be with these amazing people. And I'm with them for 6 to 7 hours every day. So they become a part of how my protection works, right? And not on my watch, right? I want to be there, help, support. And if I notice things that are troublesome, yeah, I'm going to report and find out how I can help with this. If they share anything with me, yes, I'm going to take that and believe first. I'm going to continue to ask questions and find out what can I do to be a part of that support. But really keeping the safety within my classroom, within the things that I can do, and show them love and give them something that's going to be different. I find that's probably the most place of honor as a teacher, to know that within my care, within this time frame, yes, we do teach skills, math, the whole thing, yes. But there's so much of that humanity that can connect. And I know you share in your story, and I'm going to pull it up here. So because of my busy life, everything like that, I have the audio book, and it's probably going to play. Let's see. Okay. So yes, I have the audio, which Cathy did the narration. And that's why it is amazing, because you can hear her beautifully strong voice throughout this and share the story. You feel the pain, the whole thing. Don't want to get distracted. Coming back to the point. The point is when I see that, feel that, understand that, I know that I can be a part of this help and support. She shares a story in there how there was a teacher that did not honor that place of safety. And that's not okay. And that's not okay. But Cathy, because of her resilience and her strength, she overcame that. She showed I think that's one of those power moments that you kind of had a breakthrough. I don't know if it surprised you yourself, but I remember listening to it. I'm like, no, oh, the creeper, no. And then you shared what happened. So I won't tell the whole story, but yes, finally, like, I'm like, oh, yeah, stand up, girl. Like, that's what I said out loud. I'm cooking dinner. People are like, what? But that's how I roll. So share with us, Cathy, some of your thoughts here.
Well, it's true. And what I want to share now is, unfortunately, once we have become a victim of abuse or trauma, we are far more likely to suffer another abuse. And when you look at and study people who have had this is a great and excellent example why it is so critical for us to move through and out of our traumas. And that means, yes, we have to feel it, and it hurts, and you may have to step into that acute pain. But when we step into that acute pain and we move through, we regain our power back. We step out of that victim role. We have the ability to become the victor, and we regain that self-worth, that self-confidence. And this is why healing and moving through the traumas are so critical. Robert Frost has a saying I love: the best way out is through. And that means we have to move through and out to reduce our chances of suffering another form of abuse. And when I was in that situation with that teacher that you're talking about, it could have progressed to something really bad. And in that moment, I knew, wait a minute. I do not want to become a victim again. I have a voice. I can say no. And I stood up and I protected myself in that moment. And I would encourage other people to be their voice, be that power. You do not have to be a victim again. You have the ability to say no. We have the ability to have body boundaries. And this is another reason why it is so critical and important for us to teach our children, starting at an incredibly young age, what is consent? What does consent look like? What does consent sound like? Yes, you can have body boundaries. What does that mean? It means you can say no. Teaching our children their secrets and their surprises. Surprises, birthday gifts, birthday parties. Secrets can be bad, and secrets can hurt. And teaching our children that it is okay to be a tattletale. When we step into that consent, the body boundaries, secrets, surprises, we reduce our children's vulnerabilities and we empower our children. And this is so necessary as we step forward and prevent.
Right. I love the concept of prevention. I mean, it is what we need to do. We need to armor them up, get them ready, have them understand, and do our best with it, and not be so lost within our own pain and in our own trauma that we neglect what's happening, what's going on other places. And I know, abusers are slick. They got it. They understand what's happening. And so they hide their ways. I mean, 6 years was hidden from your mom. But the day, the night, the very hour she discovered it. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you what, listening to your voice on that part was like, dang, girl, it was power.
That night, thank you. That night, my mom became my hero. That night, I was so grateful for my mom. That night, my mom responded appropriately, quickly, and swiftly. My stepfather would, as the abuse progressed, my stepfather would make me write down what he was going to do to me. And he fortunately, both kept them in his wallet for his sick pleasure. And believe it or not, that would end up being the catalyst to end my nighttime nightmare. It was New Year's Eve night, and I had gone to bed, and my mom and my stepfather had had an argument. And after he walked out of the bedroom, my mom had a sixth sense to look inside his wallet. And when she did, she found the letters. And she obviously knew it was my writing, but she came and woke me up and asked me. And then she asked me, how long had this been happening? And I told her 6 years. And she grabbed me by my face and looked me in the eyes and said, this ends tonight. This ends now. And we hugged and cried for about 10 minutes. And that night was the night that she kicked my stepfather out of the house.
Woo! Go moms! Cheer for moms! Cheer for moms! I love it. Sandra says, your mom is a hero. Yes, exactly. She is that hero. And I have to say, kind of as a side note, I hope everyone can offer some prayers for this amazing hero. Oh dear.
Don't do that.
Cathy's mom could really use some prayers. Her health has kind of taken a turn. And so if you can pray for Cathy's mom, this hero that allows Cathy to find the healing, to find her whole journey, to know who God is, to build the life that she has. It wouldn't have happened without her mom. And that moms out there, listen, believe, know, you know in your gut something's happening, and follow it.
Yes.
Follow it.
Yeah.
So I just had to say that. Oh man.
Thank you. Thank you. So if somebody asked, my mom, we just found out my mom's battling spinal cord cancer. So she's got a tough hill, but she's got a great attitude. And yeah, she was a hero. And unfortunately, too many moms out there don't respond that way. Too many times people say, well, you must have misinterpreted. What did you say? What did you wear? It is time to recognize the victim. It is time to listen. It is time to respond. And it is time to act swiftly. It is time to quit protecting the perpetrator. And it is time to protect the victim.
Exactly. It's what it is. And now with this award, the awareness even goes out further. And I know you've been presenting and speaking about this. I know you have like a healing challenge that's happening. You've got a course that's coming out. Everything is launching for you at this time. I mean, your preparation, the award, the timing on everything is amazing. It is just fantastic. So I'm super just proud of you. And I know that this will get out to so many more. And I hope parents are listening. I hope teachers are listening. I hope anyone that works with children are listening, because if they're 97% of the time true, these stories are true. I mean, incredible odds to believe. Believe, ask questions, not questioning the victim. Like Cathy was saying, well, what did you wear? Well, what did you tempt him with? Oh, land. Find out the questions, go investigate, look, hug that kid, protect them, show them that they've got somebody fighting for them, and that it just changes the world. It changes their world, because resiliency is there through healing if the opportunity allows itself. So let us be those opportunities to allow the resilience to happen, not cover up, not just deal with and get through life. No, like let's make it work, because PTSD can be a part of this trauma. Depression can be a part of this trauma. Unfortunately for Cathy, her light, her spirit, her glow, she did not suffer into those realms. She had days of depression. She had times and pieces, but it was a little bit different, and everyone is different. So I just want to clarify that part. The point is that if we can help lead people into the healing, I mean, the door's wide open for so many things to happen.
Absolutely. And I would share I had my suffering and I had my shame and I had that humiliation that I carried for way too long. However, what I learned through my research is the attributes that I do share in my book that I started to adapt into my life were the incredible pieces that allowed me to not suffer as long. And that's what I share when I discuss how you can become Kintsugi.
Yes, becoming Kintsugi. I want to hold up your book, and I'll hold up this as well. You can see the beautiful gold, and I'm sure many of you are getting more familiar with this term.
Yes.
Share with us a little bit about that.
I love Kintsugi. So Kintsugi is the pottery on the cover of my book. And it was the perfect metaphor for my own healing pilgrimage and process. And if you don't know, it is called Kintsugi. It is a Japanese art where they take broken pottery and they put it back together piece by piece with lacquered silver, platinum, or gold, because it comes with the belief that when something's been broken, it can become stronger and more beautifully whole. The cracks are actually meant to be highlighted, not hidden, a means of becoming whole again and embrace our imperfections and scars with gold.
Yes, and that healing comes about in a beautiful way. And a kind of off topic, but on topic, you wore a dress, a gown just a few weeks ago that had this, and I know Mary Gunhouse she's an incredible designer, and she also is in love with the concept about Kintsugi and becoming whole, and your dress, everything healing, winning the award, and now going out and sharing the story even more and protecting more and more children, having the uncomfortable conversation. I mean, your package deal, Miss Cathy. I mean, it is amazing. It is amazing.
You're too sweet. Well, shout out to you, because how I got it introduced to Miriam Grunhaus was because of you. And she found you and absolutely had to do a blog on you because of your amazing story and your courage of stepping forward and helping others in domestic violence. And you introduced her to your other Kintsugi friend. And we were both fortunate to be put in the blog. And I made a promise to Miriam, if I made top 10 finalist, I would absolutely buy that Kintsugi dress. When I did, I had to buy it and I had to wear it. And it was an honor. It just, again, because it is the metaphor of my story of how every single one of us can pull our pieces back together and shine like gold.
Yes, exactly. It's all there. It's all part of it. So there's a few people that talk about, I'm going to just throw some of these comments up here. Sandra, she says it takes a lot of courage for a child to report because of all the shame that's involved. And
Absolutely.
you have a story that definitely goes with that. We'll have to have you back on and share more and more of this amazing story. Sandra also says it's really important for parents to believe, because they get victimized again if they're accused of lying. And that is so true. And it's that fine line. It's like, okay, I think I really trust this person, I'm going to share. And then all this other stuff comes back out. And then you're like, never mind. We'll just suffer in silence. It's so
Absolutely.
sad.
Absolutely. I have to share a story with that real quick that someone shared with me. It was a gentleman who's now in his 60s. And back when he was a teen, he was molested by his priest. And he went to his parents and he told them. And his parents did not believe him. They told him that there's absolutely no way that the priest would have done that. And he was grounded for 1 year. For 1 whole year, his parents grounded him because they said, you're lying, you're wrong. There's absolutely no way he did that. So this young man carried that his whole life. And when he was in, as I said, he's in his 60s now. So 3 years ago here in the Columbus paper, they actually posted all the names of priests and pastors that have been recorded as violating or perpetrating or molesting. And that priest's name was in the paper, and his parents are in their 80s, but they're still alive. And when they saw the name of the priest in the paper, they went to him and they said, "We are so sorry. We were so wrong." But this man had to carry that his parents didn't believe him, that they did accuse him of lying. And they chose believing the priest over their own son. And the reality is, kids don't lie about sexual abuse. They just don't. So, yes, we should investigate. But first and foremost, as we said earlier, we absolutely have to believe. So, thank you, Sandra. It is absolutely necessary.
You're right. Absolutely. Absolutely necessary. Wow, it's been a full night. Congratulations again on your award.
Thank you.
And I look forward to Saturday as we talk about more healing with Cecilia Tement and with Finis. We're so excited about all these opportunities, and they're here. They're free for you. We want you to have access to all of this, and so that awareness can really continue to go forward. Definitely.
Absolutely.
We've got Dawn here that says she's praying for your mom. Sandra says we're praying for Cathy's mom. Just thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Janet says, hi, lovelies. And Deidre, she says, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. It's been a wonderful evening. If you guys have any questions for Miss Cathy, please contact her. Her website is scrolling down here below. We'll drop her book, her winning award book, down here, and anything else that you might need. So Cathy, you have the last minute. Go ahead and close us out.
Well, I would close with, I want everyone to know, if you suffered any hurt or any trauma, we can heal. We can pull our pieces back together piece by piece. We can become fully whole again, and we can become Kintsugi, and raise your awareness to the reality of the childhood abuse statistics. Arm yourself with the information that you need to protect and inform your children, because we can reduce vulnerabilities, and our children deserve that empowerment.
Thank you so much. We'll see you all later. Again, be
Thank
blessed
you.
and mighty prayers.
Thank you.